Hello everyone, it is Joe here from OmniPoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon. If you're looking for PTCGO codes, including the new Rebel Clash stuff, make sure you go ahead and check out the Potown store. You can get a 5% discount on your orders using that code OmniPoke. For today's video, I'm excited to bring you guys a Turbo Zacian list. It's something that I've been trying out with, and obviously I've kind of hyped up this Jirachi Prism Star combo with Pantomime and Oranguru now that we have the Scoop Up Net available. It's kind of one of those gimmicks that people tried out when we first got the Detective Pikachu set in this Mr. Mime. It was pretty much written off quite quickly. It was never that fantastic. But the real selling point of the Scoop Up Nets now is that you can free up your board space to actually make it more realistic, that you can go for this Wish Upon a Star ability with the Jirachi Prism in the first place, but also it means that in very high roll situations, you can try and do it twice, because you can Scoop Up Net back up your Jirachi Prism, Scoop Up Net back up your Mr. Mime, Oranguru the Jirachi back, and then you Mr. Mime it back into those prizes to do it again. So the kind of concept behind this Turbo Zacian list is we're going to be setting up our Zacians early, trying to get Intrepid Swords, get that usual hand advantage on the go, try and be a lot more tempo-based with this list, and be swinging with Brave Blade hopefully on turn 2. And the idea is up against VMAX or tag team decks, you just need to knock out one tag team and then a Dedenne or a regular V Pokemon. Thanks to this Jirachi Prism that finds its way into the prize cards, and then you dig it back out when you take those prize cards. So that's kind of the idea here. We're basically trying to low-key have the ADP style effect in many ways, but just through this Jirachi Prism instead, so that we can be a lot faster in the early turns, putting pressure on the board. It's much more effective now that there are VMAXs in the game, where you can simply just knock out their V Pokemon in the opening turns, and they're in a lot less good shape. Also, thanks to us being more tempo-based, trying to knock out things like Jirachis in the early turns can be great for us. That's why we've got a really high Marnie count, just because people need more physical pieces when they're having evolutions in the VMAXs and stuff. So hopefully we're making life more difficult for them just by attacking their board earlier. That's kind of the idea about this list. Really, the concept is that the damage buff of the ADP gets a lot weaker now that there are things with 300 plus hit points regularly in the metagame. So that's kind of the concept that we got going on here. We know Zacian's still a crazy good attacker. Morwell's been a nice backup for a while as well. So let's jump into the list. We'll start off with the 4 copies of Zacian. It is, you know, the lifeblood of the deck, really. We're playing a full 4 count because it is super important for us to get that early Intrepid Sword. Not only is it a free extra handful of cards, it's also sometimes extra manual attachments, and that's actually a really, really big deal with this list, because you don't have Ultimate Ray to fall back on for extra energy burst. It's just going to be reliant on manual attachments, saucers, and hopefully early game Intrepid Swords to work towards this big Brave Blade attack, which does 230. And during your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. We have a bunch of switches, we have Scoop Up Nets, we have Air Balloons as well that can go onto the 2 retreat cost of Zacian, so that's pretty decent. But yeah, usually we're looking to 2-shot tag teams and VMAXs, and hopefully 1-shot Dedennes and regular V Pokemon. That's basically the core concept. We have this Mawile in here. It's mainly in here just because it's a 2-energy attacker. We have that Wily Bite that does 10 base and 30 more for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Usually this is like finishing things off after you've done a Brave Blade a lot of the time, or dealing with lower hit point stuff for just 2 attachments, which is definitely reasonable. We have this Captivating Wink ability that says that your opponent reveals their hand if they don't have a full bench, and you can try and force things onto the board. Ideally, you're forcing Dedennes or regular V Pokemon into play, so you can gust them and knock them out. That's really the core idea here. Also, because we don't really have a GX attack in this list right now, there are situations where you might be a little bit behind, and you can go for a Marnie plus Big Eater GX, where your opponent reveals their hand, you discard all supporter cards you find there, and hopefully that makes life difficult for them, but it's a little bit more RNG based, but something to bear in mind. Next up, let's talk about the Jirachi Prism Star combo. So the Jirachi Prism has this ability, Wish Upon a Star. If you took this Pokemon as a face-down prize card during your turn and your bench isn't full, you can then put this onto your bench and take an additional prize card. That is the whole idea here. We're trying to use Oranguru Mr. Mime to manipulate this, so there's, you know, a 1 in 10 chance that it starts off in your prizes already for you, which is pretty cool, but otherwise it's all about us forcing it into the prizes and then taking those prizes. So yeah, the Scoop Up Net makes it a lot more realistic that we have a free bench space for this card, because you can just keep picking up your Mr. Mimes, your Orangurus, your regular Jirachis quite easily. And also, if you're able to wish upon a star once, you can then scoop up net, also scoop up net your Mr. Mime and try it again. That's the idea. I have, believe it or not, also used the Peristroom attack. For 3 colors, you do 10, and you go to sleep, and at the end of your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon will be knocked out. I've actually used this against, what's it called? Obstagoon, so something to bear in mind. Very niche, but it's there at least. So how are we going to make this work? Well, the Mr. Mime has Pantomime as the ability. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during a turn, you may switch one of your face-down prize cards with the top card of your deck. So you need to access your Jirachi Prism Star, access your Mr. Mime, bench the Mime, Jirachi Prism Star then goes to the top of the deck, and simply... Oh, sorry, you put the Jirachi to the... No, you don't. You have Jirachi in your hand, then you use Primate Wisdom to put Jirachi to the top of the deck, and then you put down your Mr. Mime. That's the combo. So Oranguru we've seen in plenty of other ADP lists just in general, because it can help protect your custom catchers, protect your sources, do all that good stuff. It's still the case in this list, but we play a second copy because it's mandatory for this Prism Star combo to happen. So yeah, let's go over it again. Your Jirachi Prism is in your hand, you have a monkey on your board, and you have access to a Mr. Mime. So you Primate Wisdom the Jirachi to the top, then the Mr. Mime changes the top card of your deck with one of your face-down prizes. You get to know the position of that prize card as well. So yeah, that's the whole combo. You need these 3 pieces. So yeah, Oranguru is just good in general. Like I said, protecting customs, which I'm still playing in here over Boss's Orders, and I'll talk about why in a second. Or just helping you recover, scoop up nets, sources, all that good stuff. Really, that's the main idea. From there, we just have the usual setup Pokemon. 3 Stellar Wish Jirachis. We're always digging towards, quick balls, sources, all that good stuff, as well as 2 Dedenne-GX, giving us the option to draw additional cards. At the moment, I'm not playing a huge amount of Ball Search. I've definitely thought about adding in 1 or 2 comms, for example, just to have better access to the Jirachi and the Mr. Mime, but at the moment, it's not something that I've gone for. But it is something to bear in mind nonetheless. From there, let's go on to the trainer cards, and I am still playing Customs and Great Catcher. The main concept is that if we are up against these tag team based decks or VMAX based decks, like I said, you're trying to deal with one of those and then a Dedenne for 3 prizes with the Jirachi Prism. Or if you've taken the 4 prizes on the VMAX/tag team, you can then just take the 2 prize knockout on the Dedenne, etc. So you only need 1 Gust in the game. You can get that through the Customs and the Great Catcher most of the time, as we've seen in the format before Boss's Orders. But the main reason why I'm not playing Boss is because we can't really afford to just spend our supporter. Most of the time you're digging with this list, you're digging for the Jirachi Prism combo pieces throughout the early game, or you're trying to find sources to reload your next attacker. So most of the time we're looking to draw too many cards in our turn to make things happen, to be afford to use the Boss. So that's why we're going for item-based Gust instead, and making sure that we're still using Researches and Marnies turn by turn. From there, we've got the sources that's going to make all of our attacks a lot cheaper, give us some nice reload. The quick balls, obviously accessing our entire card pool of Pokemon. The Scoop Up Net, the new card from Rebel Clash, allowing us to put one of your Pokemon that isn't a V or GX straight into your hand, so it can help reuse this Jirachi Prism Star if we really want to, but it's also just additional switching outs. Like I said, we have 4 switch, we have 2 Air Balloon, 2 Escape Board, and these Scoop Up Nets. It's pretty easy for you to reset your Brave Blade on your Zacian one way or another. That's kind of the main reason here. Still play the 4 switch because obviously you got to pivot your Zacian a lot of the time. I'm playing only 1 Stadium and it's Chaotic Swell. Hopefully it can slow down some Pikaroms or at least have a bounce to the Prism Star. Also, I've seen a handful of other Prism Star Stadiums roaming around as well. Even like the Black Market Prism Star and stuff like that. So we've got the 1 Swell in here to hopefully at least gobble some of those up. And at the very least, you can punish like shrines and get stuff out of the way. So something to bear in mind. For supporters, I am playing 1 copy of Mallow Lana. Yes, we have a crazy surplus of Switch cards, but it's so necessary because whenever your Zacians aren't getting knocked out, you're getting hit by Marnies all the time in this meta. You got to make sure you can pivot not just once, but twice a lot of the time. Or at least pivot once and hope to Stellar Wish into another out to switch. That's a lot of the time going to be the case. So Mallow Lana is an additional out to you, but also it's healing, which is a big deal against, what's it called, Dragapult, of course. So yeah, that's certainly a great card to have in this meta. We're going to play 4 Marnies and 4 Researches, the standard supporters that you've seen in previous builds of ADP a lot of the time. Disruption right now is definitely a good deal, especially when we're trying to target people aggressively in the early game, or even if things don't work out from our Marnies, we can always sit back an Intrepid Sword and get a healthy hand size our own end. So normally that's going to be beneficial to us. Research obviously has nice discard synergy with Metal Energies for the sources, for early activation, and it's just digging deep into our list, which is never a bad thing. And of course with Double Monkey, you can normally protect important cards a decent amount of the time. The Air Balloons is nice, it plays around Absol if you really need to on any of your guys, but also can work on a Zacian or an Oranguru for pivoting. The Escape Board's excellent for your Jirachis a lot of the time, and again, just more cheap pivoting. And then we are playing 11 Metal Energies to round things out. Now, I am trying the Jirachi Prism Star Turbo Zacian, but I'm also fully expecting the Turbo Zacian list to be more standard when it is playing the new Galarian Meowth's Evolutionary Roar, as well as the Berserker that is your damage modifier. Look, there's a nice gold one here from the new set Rebel Clash, but this is the regular guy. Again, like I said, it's a lot better to be tempo-based in this format, and Steely Spirit can be a means of increasing your damage output rather than having to go to a slower ADP approach where it may not be as beneficial these days. I'm not saying ADP is bad by any means, by the way. It's still going to be a phenomenal contender. I'm just saying that Turbo Zacian may look to try and have, you know, a 2-2 line of Berserker going forward for increased damage output alongside Shrines, instead of this kind of gimmicky Jirachi Prism stuff. But just something that I thought I'd throw in here. If you do want to put in any other stadiums or anything like that, you could think about Shrine if you want to. Also, there's obviously tools like Frying Pan that we've seen in the past, which is, you know, decent with Zacian as well, of course. If you're expecting a lot of fire decks to still be popular in the format, obviously that could be a nice help for us. But yeah, let's jump into the ladder, play some Turbo Zacian, see if we can get some highlight reel moments with the Jirachi Prism Star. Now, I had some fun on this with this list on stream a couple days ago, so do look back if you want to see some more Turbo Zacian gameplay. For now, though, we're going to jump into the ladder and see if we can make this meme a dream. That's really what it's all about here. I've also tried using Jirachi Prism in a handful of other things right now to try and make other stuff work, but at the moment I think Zacian's been my most favoured option, just because Intrepid Sword makes everything feel a lot better, especially when you're trying to be combo based. So yeah, we're going to start things off with not the worst of hands. We've got an Oranguru that can protect a custom. We've got a few metals that we can bin off from the Dedenne change. Not the worst at all. They are starting off with an Eldegoss here. I'll Wisdom a custom to protect. Marnie is fine to hit the bin. We will just get a fresh hand. It's nice to see Eldegoss because that could be something that we could take a 3-prize knockout on with a Prism Star. So we missed the early Zacian, which kind of hurts us, but we can at least get an energy onto a Mawile, and we have the option to scout what our opponent's playing, first of all, and secondly, react to what they've got. So they're playing Metal Energies, they're playing Crushing Hammers, Evo Incense, and Cynthia. Man, I have no idea what this is. Crushing Hammers Evo, it's like, kind of looks like a control-y core, but it's got energies as well. Interesting. Okay. Let's swing an energy on, even though they have the crushing. Pass it over. They're going to throw down that crushing hammer. It is going to hit heads, fair enough. And the Cynthia. You can see a quick ball, hopefully some more info here of what we're actually up against. Oh, it's ADP that plays Evo Incense? Huh. Okay. More quick balls coming down. Throwing away an Escape Board, which is normally pretty good here when they've got a 1-retreat Eldegoss, but probably indicates that they have energy and supporter in their hand. So we're just going to see the Intrepid Sword now. Yeah, Quick Ball is definitely very good for us. Guess a custom's got to go. I definitely want to get the Zacian as quickly as possible. So we have our Mime and Jirachi in the deck, which is nice. We have our other Gust in the deck, which is also good. Have 3 nets. And how many sources? All of our sources. Nice, nice. Okay. So let's do this. Gonna protect the switch with the monkey. And we'll just research. We hit a bunch of scoop up nets and energies, but it looks like we're going to be intrepid sorting here. Missing energy kind of hurts, but we've got a nice hand for next turn. They're probably just GXing here. So they have an Inteleon V-line in their list. Interesting. V-Max line, because they've got the... They've got those Evo incenses going on. You can see that Alter Creation GX. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. So I can definitely put an energy onto Mawile here. Do this, and I think the Marnie is looking pretty good to me. We hit an energy attachment, which is nice. Have a supporter for next turn, looking pretty good here. Protect around Marnie on his end. Switch for next turn is also pretty good. So we're hoping that this Brave Blade is going to be Brave Blade in combination with Marnie, with no energy in his discard pile. Hopefully it's going to be a problem for him. Maybe he just has to go for an Alter Creation. Oh, sorry, an Ultimate Ray. Ultimate Ray into the Zacian's not a big problem. If they have Gust, if they have a Fione, it's kind of awkward. I guess if he Fiones, I can give a Oranguru, but then I won't be able to Jirachi Prism. Okay, just the Ultimate Ray into the active. That's pretty much the best outcome we could have hoped for. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 energies. Okay, actually powering up the Inteleon. Oh, that Inteleon's a problem because it can do the 60. Interesting, okay. I'm trying to protect an energy here of all things. Mr. Mime we're happy to put into play because we have the scoop up nets that can make us reuse him again. Or let us reuse him again. Which is cool. Swell is looking okay here. We definitely want this Zacian down. So I would normally finish off with the Mawile here, but with the with this guy able to do a 60 snipe, we gotta bring it active and just go for the Brave Blade for 3 prize cards. And hopefully the idea is if we can manipulate, we need to find a lot of our scoop up nets to make this Jirachi Prism work, but it's still possible for us. Especially with the Zacian V getting knocked out this turn, most likely. I'm most afraid of a Boss's Orders. Boss's Orders could actually win him the game, because max bullet goes up to 190. So if they have switch card Boss, we're kind of just dead. Marnie is not that. Just the Marnie. We can beat a Fione. Well, we can not lose to a Fione, which is something. Cherish Ball for Dedenne change by the looks of things. Yep, everything's gonna go. There's another Inteleon. Switch. We want to see that max bullet. Setting up the Zacian on the bench as well. So we can certainly win this turn. We have the Scoop Up Net of the prizes, and we have the Quick Ball for the Jirachi Prism stars. So if we can Dedenne change into Gust and another Scoop Up Net to free up our board space, I think we just win. So that's pretty exciting. We have all of our other Scoop Up Nets left in the deck. So we scoop up the Mime. We prime it Wisdom. We pop the Mr. Mime down. We can play the custom to draw. We can custom one more time to draw. As long as I don't draw Great Catcher, I win the game. I guess if I draw Great Catcher, I can't win, so that's just thin. So I need to draw... Well, we still have supporters to play, but I need to draw Great Catcher, Energy, and Scoop Up Nets. We'll have 10 cards left in our deck. There's the Energy. So as long as our Great Catcher isn't the bottom 3, that's the most difficult thing to find. So 7 in 10 times we just win here. Nice. So we Scoop Up Net to get a space back on our board. The Great Catcher. And we go for the Brave Blade. And there you go. You can see the Jirachi Prism in action. Have to remember where you put it, of course. I put it here. So it goes straight onto the bench. Yep. And you get to take your extra prizes. There you go. That's the deck in action. Cool. Well, like I said, when you're up against tag team decks, a lot of the time you can, or even V and V Max decks, as you can see, they normally have a bunch of stuff scattered on their board that are in range, so you only need to get it off one time. So that's the real dream. I can tell you on VMAX though, 190 to the face and a 60 snipers, real big boy damage to be fair. Alright, we've got a pretty nice hand here, going second. Only thing we're really lacking right now is energy attachments, but that's all okay for now. Looking pretty good. They're going to kick things off with Dedenne. You love to see that because those are, again, things we can Great Catcher up for 3 prize cards. So, yeah. Looks like it's another ADP. Remember, game 1 we were against a ADP that was playing Crushing Hammers and we missed a turn 1 Zacian. So I'm going to protect this Quick Ball and then play the Marnie. Quick Ball can get us Dedenne if I really need to. Okay, nice, we get an attachment. If I need to push for attachments, basically. Actually hit the Dedenne. I could Stellar-Wish now and try and get extra... If I get a second Quick Ball, I could do the Jirachi Prism thing straight away. I think I always want to put the energy in the bin. Alright, so we have our combo is all here. We have 1 custom in the prize cards. We have our Great Catcher. Prize a few energies. 7, 8, 9, so 2 energy in the prizes. Not that we can always change our prizes, which is quite fun. I feel like I want to get another Zacian down, to be honest. And then just go for the bin of the hand. Let me just think if I need to play down this Dedenne. I don't really need to, and it can be punished. So instead, I'll just go for the Stellar-Wish. Escape Board's not great. Quick Ball's not great. It could get me something. I guess I'll just take the board. And we'll go for the Intrepid. We do get a saucer at least. They're going to Marnie straight back. I was thinking I probably should have attached the board because they're basically always going for the altered here. But again, we play like 12 switch outs for Jirachis, so I don't think it's a huge problem. Let's start off with this Wish. Missing all supporters kind of hurts. I guess I take the Switch. Let's swap this. I should have actually swapped the saucer, thinking about it now, because if I did draw a research, I probably would have played it, but I guess I'm holding the research now. I'm in no rush, right? I have a couple of turns to try and get this Jirachi into the prizes. Okay, they do get a Zacian down. I have a Switch. Escape Board. Resource Management Guru in their custom catcher drawing. I have a Jirachi and Energy to their ADP. And it looks like they're just going to Ultimate Ray into us. That's one thing I really like about the ADP matchup, ADP Zacian matchup, is a lot of the time their first Ultimate Ray kind of gets wasted as long as you don't put down a Dedenne. Definitely helpful. So let's protect this. So unfortunately we hit the Great Catcher. We would have preferred that to stick around. But there you go. Well, we do have switch outs. We can saucer real quick. Swing an energy down. Oh, that's pretty rough. We play so many trainers in our deck. That's pretty rough. Do I want to get some information on their hand? No, I guess it's always just this. Do I want to play this down to play around Marnie's / stamps? I guess it's easier gust prizes for him. Okay. We'll just swing. So the clock is on for us now to try and pop off with combos, but the hand size is 1. Their Zacian can knock out our Zacian, but then we knock out theirs, and they'll only have like a 3-card hand from prize cards, basically. Maybe less, depending on what they top deck, I guess. Okay, so Saucer doesn't change anything. It goes to the Jirachi, I guess. Oh, they have research, okay. So they top decked that, right? Must have been a top decked research because they chose not to play it last turn. There's no reason for them to hold that. So pretty lucky from them, to be honest. In combination with us also missing our Stellar Wish completely, just like an air whiff. Okay, okay, I see it. So they're going for a slap. Okay. So that's a decent play from them for sure. But again, we can still win from here. Like, we can still win this turn. Start off with this. I definitely want to try and put stuff down that makes life hard for him. I want to not put the Fion down, because I could... Oh no, I can't stamp him, I'm playing a research, right? So I need to make sure I put another Zacian down at the end of this turn. Right? Oh no, I need to make... Yeah, okay, it's fine to go down. Just means like he can't have any Dedennes. So I can Scoop Up Net, switch, Stellar Wish again. Scoop Up Net, retreat, Stellar Wish again. So Marnie's interesting for sure. We know they had a research in their hand. I'm never winning the game if I Marnie, like I'm never winning this turn if I Marnie this turn. But if I Marnie and try and chill into the active, it makes him have Gust, which isn't necessarily easy. We know they are playing customs. They won't have board space to Stellar Wish. Oh, sorry, they won't have board space to Dedenne change, but they'll have Stellar Wish. Guaranteed, because I can't kill it with anything in play. I can't take the custom. I could try and pop off with the Prism, though, if I really want to. I think I always take the Marnie, because I'm either thinning it or I'm playing it. I can Scoop Up Net again, or I can try and protect the Scoop Up Net. Do I even need to protect Net? No. And I don't need to protect attachment anyway. That can go here. How many switches do... Oh man, it's our last switch, and it's our second to last Scoop Up Net. Okay. So we are currently... So we have our Gust. And we still have 2 Quick Balls, okay. Missed Quick Ball. That's a shame, otherwise I could have Wisdomed. So I need to play the Gust. I need to monkey the Quick Ball. No. I'm not gonna have space if I do it like this, right? Oh, I need to pick up my monkey. Monkey the Quick Ball, Scoop Up Net the monkey. Put him back down, do this. So there's Jirachi Mime, but the only thing I'm missing is Scoop Up Net to win the game. I have custom catcher draws, and I have Primate Wisdom that has to be played. For this. This. We have 1 draw to try and hit our last Scoop Up Net in the deck. So unlucky. So now I have no Gust, but his only attacker can be Zacian, right? So as long as he doesn't have his own Gust here, and as long as he doesn't Frying Pan, I think I can still win. Is there ever a reason to hold energies? No, right. Okay. So we almost popped off with a full combo. I think I just played 1 Scoop Net too many, basically, on that turn. As long as he attacks with Jirachi this turn, I don't think we can win. Because I'm out of Gust. They still have all of their Gust as well. Unfortunately for us. He's digging though. I mean, he just wins on customs and he's only played one, right? And Great Catcher's also game for him. That's unplayed. They could also Stellar Wish just to dig towards it if they want to. Yep, that should be game. Oh. They missed. But we're still basically checkmated by his guy, right? I can't attack with anything that's... I mean, I can attack with my Jirachi into his Jirachi. And that's going to take a while. Three, 4, 5, 6, 10. Marnie War. Might be game. This time around. Nope. They've been pretty unlucky. Alright, let's hit him, I guess. How many switches have they played? Okay, they got us. Alright, well the gimmick didn't work out this time, unfortunately. It's a shame because, like, I would have played way more defensively, but I drew 2 of the 3 customs that kind of pigeonholed me into pushing for the Dedenne knockout that turn. If I had Scoop up to the Jirachi instead of the monkey, benched the other monkey, then played Mr. Mime, then played Dedenne, I still wouldn't have had enough board space, right? Or would I have? Did I throw on the Scoop Up Net play? I'm not sure, I might have to watch back. Well, we have good access to the Prism. Great access to the Prism. I think the Intrepid Sword's more correct over the Dedenne change here, because we can Saucer up. Threatening this Dragapult basically makes him find another Dragapult straight away, which is nice. Get energy on the benched one, more likely. Their hand's gas. We know that much. That's exactly what we're going to see. And a Marnie. Don't hate the Marnie. I mean, we play so many switch outs that should be fine. Let's see the Stellar Wish. I'm going to pick up the Jirachi. We have to put it down again. We'll get it. Don't you worry. We'll get it. I'm gonna grab a monkey here. Get a fresh hand. Definitely want to put that out front. And we're going to go for the tempo knockouts. Their hand size is 4 right now. No Stellar Wish to fall back on. This might be one of those games where we don't even go for the Prism play, unless I find a decent chunk of Gust throughout the game. There are certain occasions where it's just not the right move. So he gets the double horror. You hate to see it. And the research, man. That's pretty good. See the quick ball, tossing a Mew. See another Jirachi. Giant bomb, there it is. That's a lot of pressure for us to find Gust. Alright, that's Wisdom. Switch is pretty great. We'll just... Ooh, we find the Gust, which is nice. Go for the Brave Blade, 2-prize knockout. If he does put down another Dragapult V, we have potential to... Oh no, I can't Gust it because I've used 3 customs, right? So it's like if he puts down a Dedenne, that's the only time. Otherwise, we've got to go for this VMAX. We can try and force a Dedenne down, but we need a lot more Scoop Up Nets for that to come off. Wouldn't mind a Scoop Up Net for our other Jirachi this turn, to be honest. They are going to go Quick Ball. If it's a Dedenne, I'm pretty happy to see it. It's going to be just a Dragapult though. Just realised that I sank into my chair quite a lot there. Just a research. Hopefully there aren't too many more bombs in the list. Let's see what they're going to do here. There's the net. It's just going to be the swing for sure. Is he going to take the individual prize knockout, or is he going to just set up the 3-2 prizes as his win condition? Both pretty valid options. You can go for like both of these Jirachis if you wanted to. That's the Phantom. This is 90 as well, so we could put all 5 here, and then the double horror will knock ourselves out. But yeah, I think if you're going for the stamp, dealing with the Jirachi is a decent shout too here. Let's get this back. I am going to have to get another one of these down for sure. Protect this around more Marnies from him. I'm going to Brave Blade. I'm super scared of a Gust here. The Gust takes 4 prizes because this goes down to 50. Sorry, not the Gust, just... Yeah, the Gust. Gust is what we're most afraid of. If there's a boss incoming, we got problems. Because our hand isn't great. Next time we have Marnie, but... we need to find a Saucer, basically. They kind of need to heal as well, or to find another guy. Okay, so they do find the boss. Boss takes out double Zacian, but they might have to attack with this guy. If they can attack with this, they're in good shape. They're going to put the research to the top. Scoop Up Net the Jirachi. Are they going for it? Yep, they're going for the 4 prize knockout play, I guess. It's a decent setup, but we can still just win on the Metal Saucer coming in. Hopefully. So we'll see. We are not done yet. Put down as many cards as possible to try and take our prizes here. There it is. Nice. So you can see that sometimes just the Zacian route is still like completely fine. So yeah, close games. Against the second ADP Zacian, we were put in a really weird spot where I had to push the game just because of the customs that we drew. But hopefully I demonstrated a couple of... well, did we literally use the Jirachi Prism one time to win a game? Yeah, but at the end of the day, it just shows that more speed is kind of mandatory in this format. If you just leave Dragapult to its own devices with the ADP, like no pressure for a couple of turns, it can just get way out of hand. And I feel like if they hadn't found like the Jirachi on their first turn to pivot into, we could have taken that 2 prize knockout, and then we only had to deal with 1 Dragapult VMAX for a 4 prize knockout, basically. So hopefully you guys tinker around with Jirachi Prism Star. It's a lot of fun. If you guys want to try out the Zacian Berserker as well, I also think that has a lot of legs. Overall, I think Zacian's still going to be a phenomenal card in this format. It's just trying to adapt to make the most use out of him. Let me know what you guys think. Have you been trying out the Scoop Up Net Jirachi Prism Star nonsense? I'll hear it all down below. Hope you did enjoy, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow for another Rebel Clash deck. Cheers.